All right, so tonight we are reading. Last night we read The Princess and the Pea. So tonight it's going to be The Selfish Giant, page 128. Let's take a look. You got to help me. You got to hold the book. All right, The Selfish Giant. All right. Once, you have to stop bumping the phone, girl. Once there was a beautiful garden. Once there was a beautiful garden. It was covered with soft grass, colorful flowers, and peach trees ripe with pink blossoms in spring, and plump with fruit in fall. Each day, on their way home from school, groups of children would visit the garden. They would lie in the cool grass and hide among the trees. Honey, I can't see. You gotta close that. There we go. They would pick flowers for their mothers and eat the sweet peaches for a snack. How happy they were. All right, let's turn the page now.
What's it doing?
Oh no, that must be The Selfish Giant. All right, let's get this book straight.
Okay, giant.
What the children didn't know was that the garden actually belonged to a giant. This particular giant took a long vacation, leaving his garden unattended for 7 years. But then, one day, out of the blue, the giant returned to find kids in his garden. I can't read it if your hand is there. "What are you doing here?" he cried in a gruff voice. "This is my garden. Nobody can play here but me." To make his point clear, the giant locked the gate and nailed 2 sturdy planks of wood across the doorway. Then he hung a sign that said, "Keep out." The children watched the giant sadly. Now the children had nowhere to play.
Okay, what's the number day? Wait, what's the number day?
The number is 131. All right, let's see what's next. Soon, spring turned into summer, and summer became fall. Then, fall gave way to winter. When winter said farewell, spring came again. Everywhere the land was filled with birds and blossoms. Everywhere, that is, except for the selfish giant's garden. The birds refused to sing there, since no children would hear their songs. Similarly, the trees refused to blossom. A thick coat of snow remained on the ground. "I cannot understand why spring is so late in coming," said the giant. Move it. As he looked out at his cold white garden, "I hope it will come soon." But spring never came, nor summer. His garden was just filled with snow. It's hard to get it with. Okay. All right, honey. Let's see the next page. Sorry for the blur. It's a little bit of a struggle here.
And Mommy, Dad, say what's wrong?
All right, honey, we gotta get these words clear. One morning, though a strange thing happened. The giant was lying in bed when he heard a song that sounded so sweet to his ears that he thought he must be dreaming. But it was really a bluebird singing outside his window. It had been so long since he had heard a bird sing in his garden that it seemed to him the most beautiful music in the world. The selfish giant sat up and looked out the window. What do you think he saw?
A bird.
All right, let's see. I can't see. You got to move your hand. It was the most wonderful sight. The kids had crept, honey, I can't read. The kids had crept into the garden through a hole in the wall. The trees were so happy to have them back again that they had covered themselves with pink and white blossoms.
I know how to hold that thing.
All right, we got to move to the next page. All right, wait, you're going to make us lose our page. Let me get the book up. The giant's heart melted as he looked out. "How selfish I have been," he cried. "Now I know why spring wouldn't come." He was very sorry for what he had done. The giant crept downstairs and slowly opened the door. As he entered the garden, he saw that in one corner it was still winter. A little boy stood beneath a tree, stretching his arms up to reach its high branches. The poor tree was still quite covered with frost, and although it bent its branches as low as it could, the boy was too small to reach them. The giant smiled at the boy and lifted him gently into the tree. The tree broke into bloom as the boy smiled shyly at the giant.
Look, that boy can't reach.
He can't reach it. And the giant lifted him up here. That boy.
Mhm.
All right, let's see what we got. "Does this mean we may play in your garden?" asked the little boy. "From now on, this is your garden," answered the giant. "You and your friends may come and play whenever you wish." Every day the children returned to play. They brought friends, sisters, and brothers. It truly became a place for all children. Being selfish had made the giant lonely, but when he learned to share, honey, you gotta put it down. You gotta put it down. Friends filled his garden, and happiness filled his heart. To this day, the giant can be seen playing with the children in the enchanted garden. The trees and the birds make it pleasant, but it's the children that make it magical.
What that?
That's the words of the story.
What is?
And this is the giant with all the kids playing in his garden.
What this?
That's the giant.
What this?
That's a little kid.
What this?
A kid.
This.
A kid.
This.
A kid.
This.
All of them are kids.
All them.
Except for the giant. And I'm pretty sure that that's the end. Is it the end? Yes. Tomorrow's story is The Ugly Duckling. Oh my gosh. Are you ready to read that tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think about the story with the selfish giant? What do you think? Was it nice that he let the kids play in his garden?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you going to say goodnight?
But I'm gonna read this one too.
Yeah, we're going to read them all, but we're only going to read one per day.
Read this one. I can read that one. I can read this one. Can read this one. And that one. Can read this.
All right, say goodnight.
Good night. I can read this one to end.
And all the way to the very end of the book.